YouTube. It's me, Shell and Andy and Gabe. I have not been on in literally a year. I think the last video I made was after 4th of July, like the night of 4th of July. So that has literally almost been a year because 4th of July is next week. So I am pretty much gonna try to make a video to sum up the whole year that I was not on. So we'll see how that goes. Like, I don't even know how that's gonna go. In August, it was like, okay, it's time to get a job because I really, we really just need to get this rolling. We need to start getting our lives rolling. We needed new cars. We wanted to buy a house. We were tired of the apartment living. So in August, I started applying to daycares because I thought, what better than working in a daycare where I get to be with my baby, and not only that, but my field of work is with kids. Like, I've always been good with kids. That's always what I wanted to do, and I was going to school to become a teacher. So it was just kind of like, why not? Why not get a job in the daycare? So I took that and I started right away the next week, and I was in charge of the series room. And I loved my kids. I loved everything about my job. I was so happy, and everything was just going right along, going good. I was happy to finally be somewhere where I wanted to be. So all in all, it was just an awesome, experience, in the beginning of it. I ended up quitting this month. I ended up leaving, put my 2 weeks notice in. Okay, so I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but Andrew has been working for Park University, and he was working. Oh my gosh, what was he doing? Transcripts. He started out doing transcripts at Park University, and he ended up transferring to the financial aid. He ended up in November of 2012. He ended up losing his job, got let go, and that was right after Thanksgiving. So we were devastated. We were freaking out because we didn't know what we were going to do. His job was the main money source because he was making like 12 an hour, and I was only making $8.50 an hour. So it just kind of threw us into a shock because it all worked out, and it was all good. But like I said, the whole reason why I even got a job is because we wanted to get some new cars and start saving for a house. And so all my paychecks were going to saving up. And I ended up saving all my Christmas money, which I think was like $300. And January comes, he had a really awesome birthday. We took him to Crown Center, where Fritz is, and Fritz is a choo-choo restaurant where there are choo-choo trucks on the very top, and a choo-choo comes and brings your food, and it drops it down and it comes down. Gabe has been obsessed with choo-choo since he's turned 1, and now that he's 2, he is like super obsessed with choo-choos. Like, I mean, it's crazy. I'll probably do an update about Gabe separately from this. So January passes, and this whole time Andrew is literally looking for a job, and I only made $8.50 an hour, and our rent alone was $7.80, and that's not including all the other bills we had to pay. So I mean, it was stressful, but not once did we ever have to ask my family for help on any bills. I worked my butt off. Though those past couple months was really hard on us, but we made it through strong, like we always do. That's one thing I have to say, that My marriage has gone through a lot, and we are still here, and we're still married, and we're still in love. So that is to me what counts the most. A strong marriage and a great family will pull you through anything, I swear. So March comes, and he finally gets a job. He gets hired in March, but he didn't end up starting working until April. So, so he is now June, so he's been working April, May, and June, and now he's gotten, because he's been in training since April till this June. I mean, they have really trained him, and he works a lot of overtime. So the next thing on my list is our housing situation. We ended up moving because at the time that we were looking for something, Andrew didn't have a job. We were looking from February to March, and then when he finally got his job, we were so happy, but at the same time, we did not know how much he was getting paid, because they weren't sure either, because he went to school for what he is doing now. So we ended up moving to the city because it was actually cheaper. I know that sounds extremely weird, but where my family lives and where we wanted to move back into is actually a couple, like $100 more expensive than where we got now. I'm pretty positive it's a smaller space too. Compared to where we lived, we were coming from like a really big apartment, because I was making a lot of money at my call center job, and Andrew was making a lot of money, that we ended up being able to spend $780 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. And our apartment it had a washer and dryer, and Gabe's room was the size of our master bedroom. He had a master bedroom sized room too. We had 2 bathrooms, and we had 2 porches. So, if you could, I mean, that's a big apartment, and we had a lot of stuff, and we moved into a really small townhouse. Like, I'm not even kidding you. We still have boxes that we need to unpack, and my kitchen table is just a lot of junk that I still have to go through. I mean, we moved in April, and it's June, and I still haven't gotten through my stuff. It's been ridiculously crazy with Andrew getting his new job, me leaving my job. It's been crazy. So this weekend we're actually gonna finish our unpacking situation. It's ridiculous. So but we moved into this townhouse, and we really like it. We like where we are, but I really want to go back to my roots and get back into Parkville. I miss it there. I like it here. It's quiet, but I'm just not a city girl. We're saving up to rent a house, not buy a house. We're saving up to go and rent a house in Parkville or near Parkville. We want to be in an area that Gabriel is going to start school, because we're actually going to be saving. We're getting into a program called NACA, and we're going to be saving up for 3 years to get a house. So within the 3 years that we're saving, we really want to rent a nice house in the exact area and zip code that we plan on taking Gabriel to school. So that is kind of our living situation and moving situation. I apologize for the mess all back in here, but that is pretty much our moving situation.